Today, we're going to talk about pushing. And I was going to say 5 pushing tips, but I do believe that I go off on some tangents. So you're going to get at least 5 tips, I promise. But we're going to talk about the powerful ways that you can absolutely 100% change your pushing experience. I did this as a live on Instagram, but of course, we like to repurpose around here. Listen into this little shorty. And as always, please subscribe and hit review. And tell us how much you love the podcast and tell me what you want to hear more of. Okay, let's talk about pushing. Go ahead and get started. And we're going to talk about some tips for pushing and having a powerful pushing experience. So I love when you guys hop on here to let me know, like, how far along are you? How many babies do you have? And also tell me, like, when it comes to pushing, are you like, yeah, I got it. I'm going to do amazing. My body was built for this. Or do you lean more into the camp of, oh my God, how am I going to get this human out of my body? Let me know if you're the hell yeah or oh my God camp. One or the other. Let me know that. If you're listening to this on the podcast, shoot us a DM on Instagram and tell us like what you're thinking and feeling about pushing, because the messages that you guys send us, the emails that you send us, the things that my students talk about, the comments that you guys make, the reviews you leave for the podcast with questions and concerns and fears and anxieties all drive the content that we create for you guys, just like our brand new, which all of my people, I put it up in my stories here on Instagram and you guys voted. So you named the new free workshop that I'm going to be doing in about 2 weeks, I think, February, maybe 5th and 6th. And it's called, drum roll, because you guys named it, Third Trimester Blueprint. And I can't remember the rest of it. Let's see if I can pull it out of my notes. It is called, let's go back, Trish. Why don't I remember? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm losing my mind right now. Let me look. I'm looking. Here we go. I think it's Third Trimester Blueprint, Conquer Your Birth with 3 powerhouse strategies. That's it. I remembered it. All right. I didn't get much sleep last night. So Tula, my sweet little dog, who is laying right there on my desk, she is attached to my hip. So I'm like you mamas with the newborns, like Marie, who just had her baby. This baby will not leave me. And she started gagging in the middle of the night, and I've been up ever since. So no sleep for me. Anyway, so the workshop, back to the workshop, I listened to you guys and you guys were like, what do we do? What do we do in the 3rd trimester? How do we best prepare for birth? What can we do to flip our mindset and get more confident? And so guess what? I listened, and the things you say to us matter. We listen to you. What questions are they asking? What fears are they having? And we create our content around that so that we're best meeting your needs. What do you actually need? And so this class is going to be free, probably around an hour, if I can stay on topic, like I'm not right now. So you guys know it might be a little longer. And I'll do a Q&A at the end. We've got a workbook for you guys, and it's completely free. And so that is going to be the beginning of February, I think. I'm going to put up a link to join this afternoon. Okay, so back to pushing. Let me pull my notes up because y'all know I can't stay focused. I'm going to try. Everyone who follows me, everyone who listens to the podcast, everyone who's in my birth classes, I say this all the time. There's a few things I say on repeat, and this is one of them. Do not wing your birth. Don't wing your birth. If you wing your birth, you're going to regret it. And if you're not in control, who is? If you don't know your options, you don't have any. I know you guys have heard me say that over and over again, and I won't stop. It's like my mantra. I have a couple mantras inside my birth classes. If you don't know your options, you won't have any. You don't have any. And nothing out of convenience or curiosity. So we're going to talk about a huge convenience today when it comes to pushing. So for those of you who are on Instagram, or even if you listen to this in my podcast, I want to hear, what is the first thing you think of when we talk about pushing that is convenient for someone else? What would you say? What would be convenient for someone else when it comes to pushing? Nothing out of convenience or curiosity. So, what is something that is huge and widely accepted as normal, but is completely asinine when it comes to pushing because it's convenient for the person who is sitting in the stool between your legs waiting for your baby? It's not you, it's your provider. And yes, there are situations where pushing in lithotomy might be the best for mama and baby, but the majority of the time, it's not. And it is a leading cause of fetal distress, increased chances of tearing, and ending your butt up in the OR for a primary cesarean. So that's the first thing we're going to really hit. My biggest point, if there's anything that you leave me today with, it's don't push in lithotomy. It doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't make any physiological sense at all. One of the things we really empower my students to do, and this is why I have my weekly coaching, because I know y'all, and I can tell you till I'm blue in the face that you can say no and you can refuse this and you can do this. But if you just hear it from me once and you go on your way, or even if you just take my birth classes and that's that, it's not as powerful as meeting with a labor nurse and doulas who have a ton of experience in birth, who have 16 years of experience, a lot of education. I've had 6 babies, and I'm going to tell you, you don't have to push in lithotomy. Now, I will say, I've had 6 babies, all of them unmedicated, and with most of them, when it came to right before they came out, those last few pushes, I always fell back on my back. But it was what I wanted. It wasn't what someone else wanted. It was convenient for me. So the only time that convenience is appropriate in your birth is when it's convenient for you, not for anyone else, not even your partner. Okay? Birth is about you and the baby. So, tip number one, do not push in lithotomy. And I started with that one because I know y'all, and some of y'all don't stay on these lives very long. I wanted you to leave with the most powerful thing that we could. I wasn't going to build up to the most powerful. I wanted to give you the power. Don't push in lithotomy. We all have this picture in our mind of what birth is going to be like, what pushing is going to be like. And it can change. It's like planning a really nice vacation and you get to that country. Like last year when I went to Italy and I didn't plan well. Again, don't wing your birth and don't wing your international trip either. Lesson learned. But you get there and you have all these high expectations and all of these thoughts, and your experience can either meet them, exceed them, or not get anywhere close to them. And so my whole goal in my business and my life is to empower you to be able to visualize and to create the birth that you want. But that being said, labor can take some turns and it can be so different. So that's why I want you to have a plethora of tools in your tool bag, not just a few, not just the tool I have in my bag is I'm getting epidural right when I get there. No, that is not a good tool. That's a good pain plan if it works, but not a good tool. Having a wait or see attitude, winging your birth, all of those things is really bad. So that is my pushing tip number 2, is that you have to be prepared. You have to understand, what tools do I need to be able to push better? That starts really during your pregnancy. And my tips might get all over the place because that's how I roll. And I've had a lot of coffee today. Anywho, my tip to you would be to prepare your tool bag with pushing tools specifically. And the greatest pushing tool you have is your body, but you have to know how to move it, how to use it, how to position it, which is why we have so many resources for you guys. I actually don't think I've changed the price yet, but we have our How to Labor Like a Pro, and it's literally a printable movement guide to help you when you get to the point when time for baby to come out, that you have baby in the best position. Last night during my pregnancy coaching call, the hangout we have with our students on Wednesdays, one of the moms, we were talking about, if you don't know how to move, if you don't know, but baby's position is one of the most crucial factors of an uneventful vaginal delivery. Because if the baby's head is off and wonky just a little, it can really slow down your progression. So my doulas and I got together and we created this very low cost printable labor guide, which you get it if you're in my birth classes. Don't buy it if you're in the birth classes or you're planning on it. But it's printable. You can print it like small, big. You can put it on your tablet, however you want. And we teach you how to move at home to get baby into positioning. And during labor, if they say to you, baby's still up high, we'll do this. If baby's in the pelvis, do this. If you want the baby to come out of the pelvis, AKA pushing, do this. And we also have a class that's all it's about, is moving your body, because getting baby in proper position and you knowing how to use the powerful tool you have is so freaking important. And the fact that the hospitals and the staff a lot of times don't use that tool, and actually we go against that tool by keeping you immobilized, keeping you strapped to monitors, keeping you laying down and pushing flat on your back. We're literally going against what your body is capable of doing. So that's why I empower you to say, no, I'm not doing it. So tip number 2 is to know how your body works. Understand your physiological power. Okay, tip number 3, gravity goes along with knowing how to use your body, but I want to talk about the power of gravity. So gravity has been proven to make your contractions stronger than Pitocin can do it. I always joke in my classes, like, you've never heard a provider say, is she up and moving around? No. What they're going to say is, have you increased her Pitocin? Like, how much Pitocin is she on? So I want you guys to know that gravity, being in an upright position, can actually increase the strengths of your contraction. And it also increases the oxytocin that's flowing. And the reason it does that is because when you're up and you're moving and you're in a gravity assisted position, your baby's head is going to get into a better position. And the baby's head is like the key in the lock, right? The baby's head pushes down on the cervix, which puts signals to the brain, which tells these bangs, you guys, which tells the posterior pituitary gland to produce more oxytocin. More oxytocin makes your contractions stronger, which speeds up the whole kit and caboodle. That's why we started this with don't push flat on your back in lithotomy, because an upright position can increase your contractions. But also, by using an upright position or gravity, it also opens up your pelvis by 28 to 30%. So I'd love for you guys to tap like a reaction. If your providers or someone has implied to you that your baby is big, like even little subtle hints. Anybody had any? Here's the deal. Instead of them saying, oh, we need to induce you early, or you need to go back for a cesarean, why don't they say, you know what? The best thing for you, if your baby's a little big, is to be up and moving, because gravity opens up your pelvis by 28 to 30%. I don't know. It's very frustrating. If you know that you can increase the strength of the labor, but also using gravity and movement can also decrease your sensation of the pain. Your perception of how bad the pain is can go down by using gravity. It's like a no-brainer, right? You have to get up and you have to be moving. Okay, we are moving on because I got to take the kids to therapy. All right, so the 4th tip or the 5th tip, I think I'm at my 5th tip. Am I? What did we say? Let's review. So first is no lithotomy. Second is knowing your power of your body, using gravity. There was something else, wasn't there? I don't know. We're skipping around, you guys. So another one, I won't count. How's that? Another one is understanding the power of words when you're pushing. And I know it sounds so silly, but having been a labor nurse for 16 years and delivered a lot of babies or been a part of a delivery of a lot of babies, just someone who is encouraging you and telling you how good you're doing and giving you positive direction can make all the difference in the world. If you're a second-time mom or you've had a baby, make some comments today. Let everyone know how much it means during labor and specifically pushing when someone is encouraging you. So for your partner, for your doula, for your coach, and doulas are really good at this, to tell her, you're almost there. You're doing so good. Yes, you've got this. You're powerful. Yes, you can do it. When she says, I can't do it. Yes, you can do it. Those simple words can change the whole dynamic of your birth. So I really want you to encourage you to make sure that your partner, your coach, is getting education along with you. And that's number 5. Always be educated. Like, you need to know all the things. You need to know the stages of labor. You need to know the mechanics of your body. You need to know how oxytocin works, the whole physiological process, the mental process of labor is 90% mental. So you need to be prepared mentally. And that is so important, because when you get to that part where you need that encouragement, if let's say your provider is making you feel like you're not pushing well because it's not going faster, but you're educated and you know that not everybody follows the same timeline. And like, this is normal, what's happening, and you're doing fine and baby's doing fine, then you don't have to succumb to that negativity. So knowledge really gives you the ability to put off the negativity and to stay focused on the goal and stay focused on the prize. I really want you guys to really embrace like coming to these free classes, doing my birth class, taking the resources that we provide you so that you are so stinking prepared for this baby so you don't end up in a traumatic birth. Very important. Okay, let's see if I've missed anything. I may have. I don't know. Yes, one more thing I want to say to you guys. When it comes to pushing, if you're planning an epidural, if you're planning to have an epidural, I really strongly recommend that you labor down. So when I say labor down, these things. When I say labor down, what I mean is that if you have an epidural and you're completely dilated, that is not all the things. Now, I might get slack on this. I don't care, or flack, whatever you call it, because the pushing stage is the hardest stage on baby. So if you do it passively, which means you're completely dilated and you have an epidural, which has got good coverage, you're not feeling pain, you might feel pressure, and you just let the baby passively move into the birth canal and down to a positive station, you're going to decrease the amount of time you have to push. You're going to decrease the chances of an episiotomy or a bad tear, and it gives the baby like less opportunity to become compromised, because the pushing stage is the hardest stage on baby. So I really recommend that you delay pushing if everybody's doing fine and you're able to. If you have a strong urge to push and you can't control it, then you probably don't need it. All right, you guys. So I hope this little shorty helped you guys. If you have any questions, as always, shoot us a DM. Me, Hannah, my team, we're all there to help you. Again, I'm having the 3rd trimester blueprint, Conquer Your Birth in 3 Powerhouse Strategies, free live workshop in a couple weeks. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you learned a lot about pushing and how much you can actually control. Okay, if you haven't subscribed, the drill, you need to subscribe, hit review, and We have a bunch of new resources for you guys, including some free workshops. We've got our live Fearless Birth experience coming up, which is 5 days of free classes. We have got so much. So make sure you check out the show notes and do a little digging on the website. Have a fantastic day. Hit review. Tell me what you want to hear more of. And as always, I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.